Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's me, Darkseid here. And yes, I know it's been a minute. A lot of real life stuff and other commitment has prevented both Muji and I from creating content and even reading comic books. But you know what? We're trying to see if we can make like a comeback, to see if we can continue on this journey with y'all who watch our videos and engage in our content. So please bear with us, as life hasn't been really very kind to both of us in the past couple of months. Thank you very much. Now for today's video, Marvel and DC have released several new crossover titles in the year of our Lord 2025 as part of a major collaboration. So the first I'm covering is Thor and Shazam. But before we begin, make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell for weekly comic related content. And now let's get into the video. Okay, so the story begins with Donald Blake moving through a subway station, seemingly with no memories of how his powers work through his kin. He then sees the train that takes him to the cave of the wizard, where he meets Shazam and Marmaragan. That's the real name of the wizard. So now, when the wizard introduces himself and Shazam, notice that he doesn't call him Shazam. He calls him Captain Marvel, which was Shazam's original name. But Marvel copyright claimed it for Carol Danvers and it's a whole other thing. But I'm guessing since this is a collab, they're allowing Shazam to use his original name, which is kind of cool. You know, if you think about it, it's kind of a, okay, let's play nice, you know, you get to call yourself Captain Marvel and stuff like that. Anyways, they explain to Thor that he isn't able to transform because his powers have been stolen by an unknown entity. And as a solution to this, the wizard suggests that Captain Marvel assist Donald Blake into becoming Thor, which he does by placing his hand on Donald Blake and saying the magic word Shazam, which transforms Donald into Thor, while Shazam reverts back to Billy Batson. Keep that for later. But there's a problem. Since Thor didn't transform using the cane, he didn't get Mjolnir. And without Mjolnir, I'm sure you know Thor isn't at full power and he basically will revert back to Dr. Donald Blake in 60 seconds. And just as the wizard is trying to explain to him, hey, listen man, look, don't worry about all that, we're at the Rock of Eternity, all that stuff doesn't matter, time doesn't work normally here. Mr. Mind breaks into the wizard's cave. He then reveals himself to be the unknown entity who stole Thor's powers. And apparently, he didn't only take Thor's powers alone. He took the powers of other gods and demons as well. He now says that he wants to basically reach all time and space and kill it dead. Now, hearing this, Billy Batson transforms back into Shazam because, you know, he has to get into combat and fight Mr. Mind. But then Thor reverts back to Donald Blake in the process. Remember what I told you earlier that you should keep that in mind. Shazam explains that he linked his magic lightning with Thor's, so it works on both of them. But since he transformed back into Shazam, that meant the powers of Thor went back to Mr. Mind, who stole them from Thor earlier. So to deal with this, Shazam reverts back to Billy Batson and Donald Blake becomes Thor once again. But it's not enough to fight Mr. Mind. As he said earlier, he stole the powers of other gods and demons, which he uses to even manhandle the wizard. Like, look, he's putting hands on the wizard right here. Now, seeing this, Thor comes up with an idea where Billy Batson summons his lightning and gains the ability of Shazam, while also summoning Mjolnir. Thor tells him that he should use the hammer since Billy is worthy, or since rather Captain Marvel is worthy. And two of them team up to go against Mr. Mind, who even has the flames of Etrigan and Mephisto. And then, in the process of the fight, Mr. Mind grabs Mjolnir from Shazam's hand. And while they struggle, Thor tells Shazam that he shouldn't let go of the hammer as it contains Odin's enchantment in it. Shazam hears this and lets go of the hammer. Mr. Mind, seeing this as an opportunity to gain the powers of Thor again, slams the hammer into the ground. But what happens next is actually really funny. You see, the enchantment of Odin is to bring forth thine true self. And apparently, Mr. Mind forgot that his true self was nothing more than a worm who lived off the ability of others. And since he's now in his true form, the wizard takes him to face judgments of the 9 gods and demons whose powers he stole, starting with Darkseid. Meanwhile, Shazam returns Thor's cane to him, telling him that if he calls for the lightning, they should realign again. But Thor has other plans first. It seems he always wanted to know if he could lift the hammer in his mortal form, of which he obviously could, because he's worthy. And after all this, Thor thanks Shazam, and it ends with both heroes smiling and shaking hands. Okay, so that's the end of the video. If you stuck around to the end, I really appreciate it. Please leave a like and comment your thoughts on the story down below. I'll be covering The Flash and the Fantastic Four up next. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.